the beginning.
It's the beginning of it.
You know what? It is the beginning of it. It is the beginning. The way it was in the beginning, that's what's going to be in the end.
Yep, yep. Now you just spoke nothing but facts. You just spoke nothing but facts.
We want what you stole from us. We want nothing more but to take it back. Hey, that's what we tell them today.
Here, it was so much going on. 35th Street, it was Rada Brothers. It was, you know, it was just everything. It was close to the high school. I went to Stanford Junior High and Sac High. The neighbors were great. It was really integrated at the time. And I loved the library because I'm a reader. And so I hated to see it go. But we spent a lot of time there. They had the teen center downstairs at the library, which I didn't go to, but
Oh, wow.
Mr. and Mrs. Crump was there. They passed recently. But those are big families. You got Lamberts, you got Blancos and Crump, you got Pitts, and I'm talking about hundreds of offspring.
We've
So
heard about Blackwells as well.
70 years. We only lived in one house. You know, some kids moved on 6th Avenue, then they moved to 9th Avenue. We lived in one house, and I was in Oak Park. When my mother said, okay, do you finish your chores? I said, yeah. She said, okay, you can go. And I took off running to Oak Park because everybody was in Oak Park all day. And then we would fight over the rock. Oak Park was booming. We had all the stores. I know every store in Oak Park.
There are several people that influenced me and also had an impact as it relates to my growing up. One would be Jimmy Long. Jimmy Long went on to be a federal judge, but back in the day he was one of the first young African-American attorneys. And then we had Nathaniel Colley, who was an activist, civil rights attorney who did a real good job in our community. And then Pastor Joseph Williams, Pastor William Heights. There are sundry people that I remember that had an impact on me. I remember when the Black Panthers were here, and in those days it was good because they brought a lot of consciousness to us. So I would say they had influence on me too. I know a lot of folk, especially people that don't look like me properly, I had some bad feelings about them, but they brought a lot of consciousness to this community.
I was raised in Oak Park, and you know, my association, I was Oak Park Little League. I was a park and rec. I did a lot in Oak Park. I was, you know, opened up the Sacramento Rep, but at the same time, being in Oak Park and being I guess a pillar of Oak Park, I went to American Legion in 1960. I went to Stanford Junior High, which I was the last class to graduate from there before it was burnt down. I went to Sac High, went to Sac City, went to Sac State, and got a degree in theater, went back to Sac City, and then I opened up the Sacramento Repertory Theater. So all that was accomplished through Oak Park. In Oak Park, we had all these stores that was eventually moved to Fruit Ridge and Stockton Boulevard from Oak Park. California Pearl, Ben Franklin, Shoe Emporium, the bank. There was all these stores that were in Oak Park, especially Ben Franklin, because everybody gravitated to a Ben Franklin. And then we had Joe's Style Shop, we had the Momo Club, we had Parks and Rec, believe it or not, was on 5th Avenue and 35th. There was a malt shop, there was a black movie theater called California Movie Theater, which was where blacks went. And then down the street you had the Gill Theater, which where all the whites went to. And then you had Stein, which was like a hole in the wall. And then once again you had a malt shop where everybody went in and sit down and got a malt, chocolate malt or strawberry malt. And then you had a Shanghai chop suey restaurant and I ate out of that, and I'm still here. And they serve Chinese food. My mother would have me go at 10 o'clock at night with somebody to go get her some food.
I came here in the military, Mather Air Force Base. Transferred me here in 1958, and with all my 4 kids, you know, 2 kids was born there. They were all young. 2 of them were young when they got here. One of them wasn't even born. 2 of them came out fine. All got good marks and everything. But when we moved to Oak Park, right across from the park over there on 6th Avenue, we bought the house the last white people had over there. And they moved out. Things I can tell you about. I was the vice president of Little League for 20 years. Mr. Harrison Crump was the president. And we just watched Little League baseball. Was my greatest organization that I worked with. I'm a member of VFW, the Veteran Foreign Wars Post, and I was a manager at RT. I was the first black manager at RT.
Raised right here in this port.
Tell your story.